A member of the far-right group, the Proud Boys, has been charged for allegedly pepper spraying police during the riot on the Capitol. DOJ prosecutors say Christopher Worrell attended the siege dressed in tactical gear with an earpiece and armed with pepper spray. The Justice Department argued that after an analysis of photos from the day, the likely intended target of Worrell's pepper spray assault was the line of law enforcement officers present in these photographs. The photos do not show Worrell actually spraying the officers. Worrell's lawyers say he plans to plead not guilty and only marched on the Capitol on January 6th because of former President Trump's, quote, invitation to do so. The AP's Jonathan Lemire and Princeton professor Eddie Glaude Jr. are still with us. And joining the conversation, we have longtime media executive and editor-at-large at Newsweek and CNBC founder and contributor Tom Rogers. And state attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Aronberg, joins us as well. We'll get to Tom's piece in just a moment. But, Dave, what is happening, what should be happening to the people who attended, so to speak, the Capitol riot and stormed the Capitol and did things like what Worrell is accused of doing?
Yeah, what progress has been made already?
Yeah, good morning, Joe and Mika. I think the Department of Justice is trying to build enough evidence to charge seditious conspiracy against the leaders and organizers of the riots. It's not enough to just charge these low-level offenses of trespass and unlawful entry. To do justice, you need to go up the chain. And you saw that there were 9 Oath Keepers that were charged in connection with the Capitol riots. That's that white nationalist group. And you got this guy, Worrell, who was charged as well. But the leader of the Oath Keepers, he was on the phone before, during, and after the siege with his members. And in fact, some of the members were guarding Roger Stone, the former president's henchman, who was later pardoned, self-described dirty trickster. In fact, this Worrell guy, when he was pepper spraying officers, allegedly, he was wearing an earpiece. Well, who is he talking to? Who is he getting instructions from? That's what prosecutors will want to know. Because if you can charge seditious conspiracy, that's the most serious charge that would have been filed thus far in connection with the riots, and you could be eligible for up to 20 years in federal prison. But you need to show that you had an agreement between 2 or more people to forcefully shut down the counting of the votes. And the best way to do it is to get that paper trail, to go beyond the encryption of Signal and to get those documents, those messages amongst the rioters. If you can do that by getting people to flip, then you can establish a claim. Final point on that is that federal prosecutors have not done a lot of these cases in recent years. And when they have done it, it's been with mixed results. So you want to make sure you're thorough rather than fast.
Now, the question is who was on the earpiece directing him, if anybody, but also the people on stage. I mean, Rudy Giuliani, the people were screaming to go to the Capitol, and, you know, the words they used were pretty incendiary.
Combat justice, Rudy Giuliani.
I mean,
others talking about.
That's one person.
You know, we're going to go up
then
and
there's
go
the
after
president.
them, and we're going to enjoy it.
But let's move to Tom's piece for Newsweek that posted just this morning. And in it, you write this, Tom. Even as Trump himself needs to face justice, it is also critical to bring justice back to the Justice Department itself so that we remain truly a country of laws and not a country whose laws can be molded to fit the personal interests of whoever happens to be president at the time. Our new Attorney General, Merrick Garland, will need to act to ensure the Justice Department is never weaponized again as a political tool. Under Garland's tenure, it will be essential that the department reverse its current Trump administration positions to ensure they never again will pursue nor defend the personal interests of any future president. The bottom line is this: to bring justice to justice, wrongful users of the Justice Department can't be allowed to stand. There needs to be very clear rules outlined that make any Justice Department lawyer know that their responsibility is to stand firm against presidential attempts to abuse the concept of justice at the department for which it stands.
So, Tom, what are some of the specific things that Merrick Garland's DOJ needs to do?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Well, there's a long list of things where the Justice Department was used as the personal law firm for Donald Trump. And if things aren't done and done quickly to reverse these positions, they become precedents for how the Justice Department can be misused by a president for his own personal interest. The Justice Department went into court on the issue of Trump's personal taxes and financial records and argued on his behalf that the president's personal records couldn't be reached for investigative purposes. The Justice Department went into court in the E. Jean Carroll case, where she accused Donald Trump of defamation stemming from the alleged rape of her by Trump a number of decades ago. And the Justice Department went in and defended him as if they were his personal law firm against that defamation charge. The court said, Justice Department, you can't do that. But the Justice Department has appealed that, and it is still the official position of the Justice Department that it can do that. The Justice Department, as we know, many times went after people, most notably Michael Cohen, to intimidate them not to write books or allow books to be published dealing with issues prior to Trump being president, intimidating Cohen, threatening to put him back in jail. The court saw through that one and said no way the Justice Department can be used for that, but there are no policies in place to protect that going forward. Friends of the president, most notably Giuliani, where Barr twice quashed subpoenas going after, search warrants going after Giuliani for investigative purposes. So personal friends of the president being protected by the Justice Department. And these are just positions that have to be reversed.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.